Hello my dear friends, we're back again. This is the 5th video in our series about the 5 main psychic categories. This one is about clairgustance. So that is clear smelling or taste that we'll be talking about today. If you haven't already gone and checked out the other videos in the series, please go ahead and do that. There's a summary in the introduction that talks about each one of these separately, and we'll get into more detail in this video. So just as a recap, the 5 main categories are clairvoyance, clairsentience, clairaudience, clairgustance, and then clairgustance. So this ability is the least known, probably the least talked about. A lot of people have never heard of it before. I know even when I heard about it, I was surprised, but I have had some experience, but I didn't have a name for it. I just thought it was part of, for me, part of being a medium, because that's how I've mostly experienced it. So let's talk about it a little bit. What is it? And I can only go by what I know, but also what I've heard. So I know that some people get messages by having taste in their mouth. So maybe good taste, bad taste, certain tastes may lead them to make or understand something about a situation or a person. For me personally, I've never had a taste in my mouth for anything in particular. For me, it's always been smelling that has affected me. So how it normally works is through memory, because I don't know if, I'm sure you've experienced it. You have that smell of perfume and you go, I remember that. It brings you back to that place of memory. It kind of works in the same way with spirit. The spirit who is around, who wants to give you a message, may give you those smells like flowers or other things like that. In more negative situations, I've heard of, sort of like a weird smell, rotting smell, that kind of thing. If you watched a lot of paranormal TV, then they do talk about that smell, and sometimes occurs there. So for me, I can give you an example of when this first happened to me. And I was first trying to connect with spirit. So I wanted to get a clear sense that I was being heard. So when I put something out to the universe, I needed that feedback. I needed those signs from the universe. And I often ask for signs in my life because it's the best way to know that I'm actually not forgotten, that I'm being heard, that I am getting the answers that I need. So I was laying in bed and it was late at night, and the window was open, and I had been asking, and I was sort of in between waking and sleeping, and for no reason that I can tell in particular, other than because I requested it, I had a clear smell of flowers come in the room, these roses. So for me, that was the first experience that I had where it connected. I knew it was spirit letting me know that what I was asking for made sense, or I forget exactly what the question was. I just remember that I had that smell. So it can happen at any time during a reading. Sometimes spirits will bring smells. Again, that's more on the medium side, but I think it can happen in day-to-day life. So let's talk about how to cultivate this. If you're interested in actually getting to those smells as one of the indicators of connection to the universe, then probably the best way is to ask. And that seems pretty simple, but we often forget to ask for how we want to receive our messages. If you want to be heard, you are always being heard, but you don't necessarily know that you're being heard. So you need to ask spirit for those messages. Like for me, I started asking for messages or as a feedback mechanism to know, as I started developing my psychic abilities, I wanted to know that what I was doing was on the right path, and things would happen. Like, for example, one day I had practiced not judging other people, and suddenly at the moment it happened, a person came up to me out of the blue and who was holding a flower and gave it to me and then walked away. So those are the type of signs that can happen, and it can happen through taste and smelling. I'm not sure if you really want to taste too much, especially bad taste, maybe good taste, but I think smelling is a lot safer. So that's some ideas about clairgustance that you can try, and you can try to cultivate that in your life. Be sure to check out our other videos. There's still more coming. There's the one for empath or the clairsentience. So that may be 1 or 2 videos. We'll have to see how that works out. But until then, be sure to check out the website. It's www.iclairvoyant.ca, and be sure to subscribe to the channel. Thanks. See you.